Greetings, dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen. This is Addis News Hour with the Nizam Shifaralaka. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, Ethiopia has maintained registering encouraging results through economic diplomacy. That's according to Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Affairs Minister of Ethiopia, Dammaqe Mokonnon. He also underscores it is possible to achieve the growth that Ethiopia envisions. Johannes Fantawan has produced the following story.
Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Dammaqe Mokonnon said it's possible to achieve the growth that Ethiopia envisions by increasing domestic economic reform and foreign direct investment. The Deputy Prime Minister said this at a national coordination forum in which chief administrators of regional states, ministers and other pertinent stakeholders have participated. The Deputy Prime Minister applauded the need to strengthen homegrown economic reform and foreign direct investment to raise the Ethiopian economy, which is on the path of growth despite going through many ups and downs, to a higher level.
አገራችን ወደ ሰላም አውድ እየተሸጋገረች በዲፕሎማሲው
As our country is transitioning to a peaceful state, we are making great efforts to use the opportunities of normalization and beyond in a field of diplomacy. In economic field, homegrown economic reform and foreign direct investment are very important to lead our economy on a path of development with a complete and better change.
ሀገር በቀል የኢኮኖሚ ሪፎርማችንን አሁን ወደ ደረስንበት ደረጃ አጠናክሮ ለማስቀጠል
Dammaqe reminded the participants of the forum that they should stop illegal trade and encourage investment by recalling the harm that contraband is causing to the economy of the country.
ኮንትሮባንድ የማያቆስለው ኢኮኖሚ የለም በሁሉም የሀገራችን.
There's no economy that is not affected by contraband, by distorting the domestic trade system, harming our foreign trade relations, and expanding legality. Here is a situation that is causing a lot of pressure to build a distorted economy. Therefore, the agenda of encouraging investment, having legality, and establishing a legal system is key to the current national transformation effort.
ኢንቨስትመንትን የማበረታታት ህገወጥነትን የመግታት እና ህጋዊ ስርዓትን የማስፈን አጀንዳ.
State Minister of the Minister of Foreign Affairs Misganu Aragga on his part said that the economic reforms being implemented in Ethiopia have stimulated foreign investment in the country.
ሀገር በቀል የኢኮኖሚ ሪፎርም ስራዎቻችን በኢትዮጵያ ውስጥ የኢንቨስትመንት ፍሰትን እንዲጨምር አድርጓል.
Our homegrown economic reform work has increased the flow of investment in Ethiopia. This has been seen in the telecom sector. In addition, reforms in other sectors of the economy have stimulated foreign investment.
ያመጣናቸው ማሻሻያዎች የውጭ ኢንቨስትመንት እንዲነቃቃ አድርጓል.
በባለፈው 7 ወር የውጭ ቀጥተኛ ኢንቨስትመንት አንፃር
Commissioner of the Ethiopian Investment Commission Lelise Nemi said that the investment flow of the past 7 months compared to the same period of last year showed a growth of 16.5%. She stated that the peace agreement signed in Pretoria has contributed significantly to this. The forum will contribute to exchange views on the obstacles encountered in attracting foreign direct investment.
Now, the Foreign Minister of Yemen, Dr. Ahmed Awad bin Mubarak, has arrived in Addis Ababa on an official working visit to the country. Upon arrival at the Addis Ababa Bole International Airport, he was accorded a warm welcome by State Minister of Foreign Affairs Misganu Aragga. The objective of the visit is to exchange views on ways of strengthening the bilateral relations of Ethiopia and Yemen, it was learned. Now, an international organization based in Korea and best known for training on mindset, IYF, has provided training on various topics to the members of the House of People's Representatives. The members of the House of People's Representatives say the training will greatly contribute to the changing personal life and also the nation at large. Tigster Nisa has the following story.
The bilateral relations between Ethiopia and Korea have been particularly strengthened over the past 20 years. In terms of recognition of Ethiopia, many initiatives have been and are being implemented by Korea. IYF, an international organization based in Korea, best known for training on mindset, has provided training on various topics to the members of the council on Monday. House Speaker Taggese Chafo pointed out that Ethiopia and Korea have been working together in health, agriculture, economy, in various fields before. He stressed that the work of the organization called IYF, which focuses on the change of mind in our country, will help to develop the idea of it's possible. The speaker underscored that the training provided on mindset will greatly contribute to changing personal life, one's surrounding, and also the nation at large.
Since the very morning, we came to learn that Koreans have changed their country right after a change in mindset. The change of the mindset helped them register a significant economic benefit, and be exact, they have now reached to gain $35,000 per capita. They have a saying that goes hand in hand with what they have achieved now, which says developing intellectual muscle in order to achieve every possible way.
He further added that Ethiopia and Korea has to work level-based in various sectors for the future as well. Dr. Misrak Mekonnen, Secretariat for the House, for her part, noted that the training assists the members to come up with a mindset which helps taking into account the general public.
የምክር ቤት አባላት ለህዝባቸው ለመረጣቸው ህዝብ ለህሊናቸውና ለህገ መንግስቱ
This kind of training helps members of the parliament to take into account what sort of mindset they should develop while leading and representing the general public that have elected them.
ይሰለጥናሉ ማለት ነው።
Ethiopia and Korea have had diplomatic relations for 66 years, which is maintained through various cooperation schemes.
Welcome back. You're still watching Addis News Hour. Now, an ICRC intern named Dawi Tola, who has visited the drought-affected areas in Ethiopia's Moyale and the Borona zone of Oromia, has called on all concerned actors to contribute share. She also urges local and global media outlets to provide adequate information about the country's drought-affected areas to prevent them from advancing. Kasaonchan has more on that.
Dawi Tola, an ICRC intern who has visited the drought-affected areas in Ethiopia's Moyale and a Borona zone of Oromia, called on media outlets to provide enough information about the various regions of the country's drought-affected areas, highlighting how important it is for the survival of the pastoralist and semi-pastoralist community.
Media is such a very powerful resource when it comes to spreading awareness. The drought has been going on for about 3 years. This is the 5th cycle now. And the media was a little bit prolonged. They were delayed in response.
Overdue, kind of.
It was very overdue. And you can see the power they have, because now once they started reporting, once you started seeing on TV, you can see the people that they're touching are not just private sectors.
The intern has urged the government to take action to address the ongoing drought in the Borona zone of the Oromia region in a sustainable way, especially in light of ongoing efforts to further mitigate the impacts of climate change that are already being felt throughout the country and the region.
In order to create a long-term sustainable development strategy, Ethiopia needs to not only focus on just Borana, because climate change is a reoccurring issue, and it's not just always affecting Borana, we also see some in Afar and things like that. So what they need, it's not just a responsibility of just one sector or one ministry. It should be seen as a national issue, and the government needs to take more of a leading role, while the others play an assisting role, because the government will have access, they have power, they have structure. So all they have to do is work synchronizedly or in a concerted method. They just need to come up with a strategy and a long-term plan and make sure that it has been carried out. And even when it comes to NGOs or any private sectors, all these things can do is play assisting roles. while the government takes the leading role and creates things that are needed.
She also pinpointed the government and other stakeholders to increase their continued support to lessen the hardships after engaging with pastoralists while she was in Boranam. It was widely known that numerous animals, including cattle, sheep and goats, had drowned as a result of the extreme drought that had hit the region.
The World Health Organization Country Office for Ethiopia confirms that 35 metric tons of emergency medical supplies were delivered to health facilities in Tigray region. The latest round of supplies was obtained from the support by EU Civil Protection and Humanitarian Aid, USAID, and the UN's Emergency Fund, it is noted. It is confirmed that the emergency medical supplies are being delivered to 48 health facilities in central and northwest zones of Tigray region, targeting to benefit 700,000 people. And now in business, ETU Engineering Group and the Chinese Yutong Company have signed a accord to manufacture 2,000 city buses. So far, Yutong Bus Company has purchased the first 110 modern buses that are suitable for service and that meets the standard of the city at a cost of over $15 million. Habtam Ashagri reports.
ETU Engineering Group and Yutong Company have signed a memorandum of understanding to assemble 2,000 buses in Addis Ababa. Signing the agreement, CEO of ETU Engineering Group Suleiman Defo said the agreement is vital to solve transportation problem in the capital.
What makes different the signing ceremony of today is that we will import about 2,000 Yutong buses to be assembled in Bishoftu automotive industry, and I think that will be the largest fleet of Yutong buses in the city of Addis Ababa. By presenting the 2,000 buses to the Addis Ababa city, I'm very hopeful that we will significantly curb the transportation problem of the peoples of the city.
According to Suleiman, the memorandum of understanding is also critical to bolster the relationship with Yutong Company in the near future.
I'm very hopeful that this will not be the last group of Yutong buses in Addis. In a very short while, after completion of this fleet, we'll have another more thousands of Yutong buses, maybe including the cross-country buses, to be assembled in Ethiopia.
Representatives of Yutong Company, Lu Shai for his part said his company is committed to share its experience to adopt technology to Ethiopia.
The market share for us is around 28.2%. As the leading one, the rank number first in China, and also for the previous 20 years up to now, we are number one brand in China. As to the worldwidely, and we have almost 10% market share as for the medium and large size buses. As for this contract, like I mentioned, this is the biggest fleet order we achieved for Ethiopia.
ETU Engineering Group, which is one of the 9 industries from Bishoftu automotive manufacturing industry, is manufacturing over 50 buses with an outlay of over 450 million birr in 2021-22 fiscal year.
The Ethiopian ambassador to China, Teferra Derribo, has had fruitful discussions with various Chinese investment associations at the Ethiopian embassy in Beijing, it was learned. The discussion focused on participating in the high-level investment forum that will be held from April 26 to 28, 2023 in Addis Ababa. presidents and CEOs from 20 associations engaged in different sectors have participated. In his speech, Ambassador Teferra thanked the associations for accepting the embassy's invitation to attend the meeting, noting that this shows their commitment to working in cooperation with Ethiopia. He highlighted the investment opportunities in Ethiopia, calling upon the associations to organize their member companies to attend the high-level investment forum in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
I just want to tell you guys, Akwaba, Karibu, welcome to Ghana!
My name is Princess Hatia. I am the globe-trotting princess and author. Welcome to my city, Accra. Accra is the capital of Ghana. Now, today I'm taking you on a tour to various places in the city. We're currently at the Independence Square in Accra. Now, the Independence Square is the second largest square in the world after Tiananmen Square. Accra has about 4 million people. Accra is a major economic trading hub of Ghana. We're in Makola Market. Makola Market is the second largest market in West Africa. This is where I come to buy all my fabrics, food stuff. It's a busy, bustly place. It's a lovely place to come. So if you want to get any souvenirs, Makola Market is the place to come. Now, come on with me.
Akwaba, Akwaba, oh sister, I know be a brider. Give me one chance, I can be a fighter.
You're still watching Addis News Hour, and thank you so much for being with us. The Finance Minister Ahmed Shide says Ethiopia is one of Africa's recent examples of resilience in the face of multiple shocks. This came at the 55th session of Finance Ministers Conference. Meanwhile, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa says Africa needs to foster recovery and transformation to reduce inequalities and vulnerabilities on the continent exasperated by various problems. Koshuma Lissaw has more on that from the Ethiopian News Agency.
The 55th edition of African Finance Ministers Planning and Economic Development Conference is underway, aiming at renewed focus and action on reducing poverty, inequality, and other factors that leave the African population continuously vulnerable to these scourges. United Nations Economic Commission for Africa said Africa needs to foster recovery and transformation to reduce inequalities and vulnerabilities in the continent exacerbated by various problems. Africa's growth is rebounding at 4.1% as inflation has been reduced to 12% so far. However, the continent needs double-digit growth rates to achieve breakthrough to promote a new cycle of sustainable growth, arrange regulated business and innovation climate.
We need to accelerate the development of our domestic and regional financial markets to raise the required revenues for development. As Ministers of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, we recognize that your job is not easy, and balancing between competing needs will always be a challenge. However, we have a number of transformational opportunities that with the right scale and speed will give us a chance to bring the implementation of the SDGs and Agenda 2063 back on track.
Speaking at the event, Ethiopia's finance minister for its part said Ethiopia is one of Africa's recent examples of resilience in the face of multiple shocks. Accordingly, the growth was fueled partly by favorable terms of trade, better macroeconomic management and growth investment.
Ethiopia is one of the most recent examples of resilience in the face of multiple shocks. The current government of Ethiopia launched the homegrown economy reform in 2018 to ensure a macroeconomic stability to increase ease of doing business and addressing institutional constraint for inclusive and private sector-led growth. As Africans, it is important to recognize that we share the same destiny, and divided we remain fragmented, but united we rise strong and well integrated. Big achievements emanate from making wise use of our available resources and opportunities at hand. The steps we take together, both as individual countries and as a continent, will guarantee us a better and prosperous future. The recent experience of my country on improving agricultural productivity to achieve food sovereignty is a prime example of exploiting collective wisdom of African stakeholders.
UN Economic Commission for Africa Regional Integration and Trade Division Director remarked African countries should exert more effort on infrastructure connectivity to maximize the benefits of regional integration. The director urged African governments to allow African airlines to land in their respective airports and pick up goods and services on the ratification of the Free Movement Protocol. Some 25 countries provide visa on arrival and many others enabled electronic visa application, the director added.
And finally, Burundi's Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies says a quarter of children under the age of 5 suffer from illnesses related to dirty water, which is responsible for a third of their deaths. But now a project in Burundi aims to provide access to clean water for everyone. Shogamata takes it from here.
It all began in a laboratory in Cibitoke in the west of the country at the headquarters of their NGO Water for Development.
We make chlorine. It's made by chemical transformation, the electrolysis of salt water. We take the salt and the water and we stir it to have a homogeneous solution. Then we put it in an apparatus that is used to produce the chlorine. The process takes 2 hours.
In a region where access to clean drinking water remains a significant problem, their project is literally a lifesaver. It takes about 2 hours to produce the chlorine, and then it is time for delivery and distribution to the various water points. The founder of Water for Development, Oliver Dizimbaze, explained that a chlorine dispenser is installed next to a water point.
We install a chlorine dispenser next to a water point. And then, when the beneficiary comes to draw water, they will first dispense a few drops of carefully measured chlorine into the cans, and then draw water in the normal way. After 30 minutes, the water is treated and protected against any further external recontamination.
Today, with over 30 chlorine dispensers installed near water sources and schools, more than 50,000 people have benefited from the initiative.
This product is hugely beneficial. Our children no longer have bloated stomachs. There's no more diarrhea. Today, it's good. There's been a positive change. We no longer get abdominal pain.
Burundi's Institute of Statistics and Economic Studies said a quarter of children under the age of 5 suffer from illnesses related to dirty water, and diarrheal diseases are responsible for a third of their deaths. In 2019, German International Development Agency GIZ said 25% of Burundi's water sources were contaminated with bacteria, with this figure rising to 75% at household level.
And now a quick recap of the top stories. Foreign Ministry says Ethiopia registers encouraging results through economic diplomacy. And a project in Burundi aims to provide access to clean water for everyone. Well, dear viewers, that's all the news there is for now. Thank you so much for watching us. Bye-bye.